Peace. Peace. Pray all is well as you are sitting down to take this in as we go on this journey through Second Baruch. The music you hearing is called Blues for the Orient. I don't know why when I seen it I just had to click on it. It's on an album called Eastern Sounds by Rudy Van Gelder. And Yusef Latif. Matter of fact, I could just show you. We'll continue in this journey at chapter 6. Chapter 5, we ended where Baruch gave his complaint to the Most High, and the Most High gave his reassurance. Go back and catch it if you didn't catch it the first time. Chapter 6, verse 1. And it came to pass on the morrow that, lo, the army of the Chaldees surrounded the city. And at the time of the evening, I, Baruch, left the people and went forth and stood by the oak. And I was grieving over Zion and lamenting over the captivity which had come upon the people. And lo, suddenly a strong spirit raised me and bore me aloft over the wall of Jerusalem. And I beheld, and lo, 4 angels standing at the corners of the city, each of them holding a torch of fire in his hands. And another angel began to descend from heaven. So that's 5 angels in total. He beheld 4 angels standing at the 4 corners of the city, each of them holding a torch of fire in their hands. Chapter 5. And another angel began to descend from heaven, and said unto them, Hold your lamps, and do not light them till I tell you. For I am first sent to speak a word to the earth, and to place in it what the Lord, the Most High, has commanded me. And I saw him descend into the Holy of Holies, and take from there the veil, the holy ark, and the mercy seat, and the 2 tables, and the holy raiment of the priests, and the altar of incense, and the 48 precious stones wherewith the priest was adorned, in all the holy vessels of the tabernacle. And he spake to the earth with a loud voice, Earth, 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 hear the word of the mighty God, and receive what I commit to you, and guard them until the last times, so that when you are ordered, you may restore them, so that strangers may not get possession of them. For the time comes when Jerusalem also will be delivered for a time, until it is said that it is again restored forever. And the earth opened his mouth and swallowed them up. That's the end of chapter 6. So, what Baruch saw, he was lifted up. It was 4 angels standing at the 4 corners of the city. A fifth angel came down, told the other 4 angels to chill out. Don't burn anything yet. Don't make a move yet. I got something to say to the earth. And so before he said anything to the earth, he went into the Holy of Holies. He went into the tabernacle. He gathered all of our possessions, the mercy seat, the ark, the 2 tables, holy raiment of the priest. He grabbed precious stones. He grabbed all of our vessels, took everything out of there. He told the earth that I'm going to commit these to you to hold on to for a time. When it's time for Jerusalem to be restored, you're gonna have to restore these possessions. So these possessions won't fall into the hands of our enemies. We don't. Our precious things don't. They're our precious things, and the Most High never gave them to anyone else. And so when the angel said that, the earth opened up. The angel put those things in there, and it closed our possessions back up. Closed our possessions up in the earth, protecting them and preserving them for when it's time for us to return. We're going to go on to chapter 7. And after these things, I heard that angel saying unto those angels who held the lamps, Destroy, therefore, and overthrow its walls to its foundations, lest the enemy should boast and say, We have overthrown the wall of Zion, and we have burned the place of the mighty God, and they have seized the place where I had been standing before. It's a quick chapter. That's the end of chapter 7, but it's a very pivotal chapter. So basically, those angels that were on the wall were told to go ahead and y'all destroy it, so the people here can't take credit and say that they destroyed it, even though they did. Even though they say that they overthrew us, and they make it seem like that we lost wars and that we were powerless before them. The truth is, this is telling us that the Most High had his angels overthrow the city. The angels overthrew the city, so no one can boast against it. We're going to move on to chapter 8. Now the angels did as he had commanded them, and when they had broken up the corners of the walls, a voice was heard from the interior of the temple, after the wall had fell, saying, Enter, you enemies, and come, you adversaries, for he who kept the house has forsaken it. And I, Baruch, departed. And it came to pass after these things that the army of the Chaldees entered and seized the house, and all that was around it. And they led the people away captive, and slew some of them, and bound Zedekiah the king, and sent him to the king of Babylon. That's the end of chapter 8. Just gonna keep moving on. Chapter 9. And I, Baruch, came, and Jeremiah, whose heart was found pure from sins, who had not been captured in the seizure of the city. And we rent our garments, we wept and mourned and fasted for 10 days. Chapter 10. And it came to pass after 7 days that the word of the Most High came to me, and said unto me, Tell Jeremiah to go and support the captivity of the people unto Babylon. But do you remain here amid the desolation of Zion, and I will show you after these days what will befall at the end of days. And I said to Jeremiah as the Lord had commanded me, and he indeed departed with the people. But I, Baruch, returned and sat before the gates of the temple, and I lamented with the following lamentation over Zion, and said, Blessed is he who was not born, or he who having been born has died. But as for us who live, woe unto us, because we see the afflictions of Zion, and what has befallen Jerusalem. I will call the sirens from the sea, and you, Lilin, come you from the desert, and you, Shittim, and dragons from the forest. Awake, and gird up your loins until morning, and take up with me the dirges, and make lamentation with me, ye husbandmen, sow not again. And O earth, will forgive you your harvest fruits. Like, who are you giving your fruits to? Why are you giving your fruits? Keep within you the sweets of your sustenance. Verse 10. And thou vine, why further do you give your wine? For an offering will not again be made from there in Zion, nor will first fruits again be offered. And do ye, O heavens, withhold your dew, and open not the treasuries of rain. And do thou, O sun, withhold the light of your rays. And do thou, O moon, extinguish the multitude of your light. For why should light rise again, where the light of Zion has darkened? And you bridegrooms, enter not in, and let not the brides adorn themselves with garlands. And you women, pray not that you may bear, for the barren shall above all rejoice. And those who have no sons shall be glad, and those who have sons shall anguish. For why should they bear in pain, only to bury in grief? Or why again should mankind have sons? Or why should the seed of their kind again be named, where this mother is desolate, and her sons are led into captivity? The mother is Jerusalem. From this time forward, speak not of beauty, and discourse not of gracefulness. Moreover, you priests, take you the keys of the sanctuary, and cast them into the height of heaven, and give them to the Lord, and say, guard your house thyself. For lo, we are found false stewards, and you virgins, who weave fine linen and silk with gold of Ophir, take with haste all these things and cast them into the fire, that it may bear them to him who made them, and the flame send them to him who created them, lest the enemy get possession of them. That's the end of chapter 7. So these were the words of Baruch. He's grieving. His city was just destroyed. His people were just carried away. He's lamenting, and he's telling the land, like, don't even bear fruit no more. Don't give your wine. Our people are gone. We're not going to be offering any sacrifices here. And basically telling the earth to shut itself up, saying it's better for us to not be born, to be here. He's saying it's good to in the end. It's good to not be bearing at this time. All because of us. We were in the temple. We had the promises, and we were found false. We didn't hold on to them. We weren't following what the Most High wanted us to do. He told the virgin, stop weaving. It's no need to make any more fine linen. There is no need to celebrate any longer. Send them into the fire. As they burn, it'll go back to those who created them. It'll go back to those who we were weaving these linens for in the first place. And it's better that it's burned and go back up to who they were meant for in the first place, than again for the enemies to get possession of them. I think we're gonna end here. Next time we're gonna be stepping into chapter 11.